Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. As I was mapping out the content for this particular Moon Lambo hot jam, in reading through some of this stuff, I found the situation to be absolutely infuriating. And I came to a realization on one particular point that really, frankly, hadn't quite occurred to me particularly in this way. But I thought about it thanks to attorney John Deaton, and he's the one that's filing suit against the SEC with his writ of mandamus. And even if it doesn't go the way that we are hoping that it will, a timer has been set. So 6 months from now, he's fully in his rights to file a class action lawsuit against the SEC. But the timer has started effectively. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to lay out just a few things here having to do with what the SEC has done, illustrate how absurd it is, and then just bitch about it. This video is it's designed so we can just bitch about it. It's like Seinfeld, the airing of grievances. Festivus? Anybody? Come on, somebody out there. Festivus for the rest of us. All right, I do want to be clear that I am not a financial advisor. No financial background whatsoever. Not offering financial advice. You absolutely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I just think it's fun to talk about these things as an enthusiast, especially as an XRP holder with skin in the game. All of this matters tremendously to me, and if you're an XRP holder, I'm going to guess that it all matters to you as well. So I'm just doing my best to arm myself with knowledge and share what I learn here on the channel. And I love learning from you all as well. Thank you to everybody that continues to tag me in all sorts of stuff all up on the Twitters. I do appreciate it. Now, I want to start with this tweet from attorney John Deaton. And it's a retweet of something from Real XRP Boy. There's a video clip, 2 minutes, 20 seconds long, and it's incoming SEC chair being interviewed. And he's basically just complaining about everything crypto. It was amazing sitting here watching this clip. I actually had seen this one before, but I listened to it again. It was a fun refresher, and I feel like to the Bitcoin maxi trolls out there that are celebrating this lawsuit against Ripple, well, first of all, you're gonna get disappointed when it doesn't go the way you think, because XRP is not going away. That is my humble opinion. You got to put the proper emphasis on the syllables. But they're going to be disappointed when they see that XRP doesn't go away. Or on the flip side, hey, you know what? Let's say they're right. Ripple gets run into the ground. They go out of business. XRP goes to zero. Well, that sets a terrible precedent in the United States for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and really every single coin on the freaking planet here. Because Gary Gensler, in this video clip, he was talking about when he's considering, like, what is centralization. He was actually including Bitcoin. He wasn't just talking about Bitcoin. He talked about Bitcoin, and he said other cryptocurrencies as well, cryptocurrencies that are mined. XRP, of course, is not mined, but he said that there's a centralization in mining pools in many of them, and he actually cited it in this video clip. And this is something that Bitcoin maxis, they just pretend isn't part of reality. It's like they try and make up their own set of facts. It doesn't really work. To anybody that's objective, you can see, like, if you just want to believe whatever happens to be true, you're not really going to fall for that crap. And so Gary Gensler here just citing that that's a centralization thing. And then as far as, what constitutes a security, he went on specifically to cite that there's a central entity behind Ethereum, the Ethereum Foundation, And so this is before the SEC has stated that Ethereum is not a security. But even then, that was an individual, I can't remember the individual's name, who stated that. And so that shared the general opinion of the SEC. But even then, it wasn't a formal declaration. So they can just come out and change their mind and say, yeah, Ethereum Foundation, you're going to be in trouble here. And so the concern is what precedent is being set here. And so here was the tweet from John Deaton. To the XRP haters who dismissed my warning tweet about Ethereum and Bitcoin potentially being called securities in certain scenarios, if the SEC is successful in declaring XRP a security, you should listen to the new SEC chairman's descriptions of Ethereum and Bitcoin mining pools. And so it goes back to what I was saying. If this ends well for XRP, which I suspect it will, no way to know for sure. I admit it's more risky to hold XRP than before all this nonsense with the SEC versus Ripple started. But despite that, I think it will turn out well for XRP, in which case Bitcoin Maxi's not going to be too happy. And I don't care, because they're a bunch of unsophisticated, knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing troglodytes with cashew-sized brains staying warm by a dumpster fire under the bridge where they charge Bitcoin to cross, which takes several days with high transaction fees, and they remain fed by room temperature cottage cheese, which, by the way, is their favorite food. I don't know why. It's weird. And anytime a freaking Bitcoin maxi troll comes around, you can tell, because it starts to smell like sadness in room temperature cottage cheese, which is not my favorite thing. Personally, not my very favorite thing here. And so it's either going to be, Ripple prevails and everything's not good for the Bitcoin maxi trolls and we can have a see, I told you so, or it doesn't go well, in which case they're still effed, frankly. Here's another tweet, and this is the one I really kind of wanted to get at. I mean, I want to get at everything I'm covering, but this one in particular, I was like, this tweet was framed in such a way, I was like, I didn't really quite recognize one component of this. Because look, I read the SEC complaint against Ripple in its entirety, and then I went back and there were multiple sections that I did read a second time. And especially just to put together, coherent YouTube videos, it required a lot of reading, going back and forth, and understanding, asking questions, all that stuff, because I'm not a lawyer. But check out this tweet from John Deaton. Here's what I think I want to start at the top here. Yeah, here we go. Riddle, in May 2020, after informing... I'm sorry, let me restart that. I had weird emphasis on the syllables. Let me try that again. Riddle, in May 2020... and after informing the SEC, Ripple made a significant distribution of XRP to money market providers. The SEC said, and did, nothing. Some of us purchased that very same XRP off exchanges. 7 months later, the SEC claims that the XRP constitutes securities. Is that in and of itself not infuriating? They knew it was happening. They did nothing to stop it. They just were all hush-hush. And it makes you wonder, like, had the United States election gone differently, would they just not have taken action? Did they just do it because they were on the way out the door and they knew it and they wanted to do something for some sort of personal reason? I don't know. We can only speculate on that, but it does kind of make you wonder, how the hell could you be so irresponsible to not stop this if you believe that it's the sale of unregistered securities and then move forward? And of course, it gets even worse. And so XRP community member Massimo responded, everything in that lawsuit smells like S-word, which I'm censoring because I know there could be some children in the background. You're welcome, parents. Yeah, Moon Lembo doing the right thing. John Deaton responded to that and wrote, yep, the SEC was smart about one thing. They wrote the complaint in a way that pisses people off. It's a classic distraction. And I've talked about that too. Like all this stuff about Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson selling XRP has nothing to do with whether or not XRP is a security, but they threw it in. It's a distraction, and it freaking worked. It got people in the XRP community riled up. And in addition to that, I got all sorts of individuals, especially the Bitcoin maxi types. So you could tell they were like watering at their mouth. They're like, oh my God. Like, I assume that's what they sound like something like that, getting frothy in the mouth. Can't wait to write nonsense articles with all this ammunition that's bunk that the SEC provided. That's what happened there. And so then his tweet continues here. They didn't even attempt to apply the Howey factors in the complaint. They wrote a fraud-like complaint without the balls of charging fraud for a reason. Yeah, so don't forget, no fraud charges. And so here you go. This is one of the parts I really wanted to highlight. They didn't even attempt to apply the Howey factors in the complaint. Think about that. They're claiming verbally in the complaint that XRP is a security. I've already been talking quite a bit on this channel about something initially pointed out by attorney Jeremy Hogan, who is another individual who didn't hold XRP, but researched all of this. And after like weeks of research in this, he's like, holy hell, yeah. He actually ended up purchasing XRP after researching everything while everything's extra scary to hold it. That's attorney Jeremy Hogan. He's the one that pointed out that there's no declaratory request for a declaratory judgment of XRP to be listed as a security. So the judge can't make it a security legally. That's just, as a matter of law, cannot do that because the SEC didn't request it. So that's one thing right there. But additionally, they didn't even try and apply the factors, the Howey factors in the complaint, of which there are 4 right here. And it's worth noting. So out of the 4 prongs of the Howey test, even if three are satisfied, it doesn't matter. You need to have all four prongs of the Howey test satisfied, or whatever it is that you're analyzing is not a security. Number one here is an investment of money. Number two, with the expectation of profits. Number three, in a so-called common enterprise, roughly meaning investors and the company rise and fall together. Now think about that. First of all, it's provably true that XRP is simply following the price action of Bitcoin. It's already there. Provably true. In fact, and then anecdotally, running this Moon Lambo channel for over 2 years now, I've had all sorts of people bitching about how all this good news coming out for years now, and it doesn't raise the price of XRP. Well, what the hell? What do you think right there? Like, of course. And then additionally on this point, if Ripple, the company, goes away, XRP, the decentralized cryptocurrency on the XRP ledger persists. It simply doesn't rise or fall together. And then number four, from the efforts of a promoter or third party. And so again, those are the four prongs, and they don't even bring them up in the 71-page charge against Ripple that's filled with nonsense that has nothing to do with the claims that are at the core of their argument. Does that not seem completely ridiculous and infuriating? That's what they're doing, though. Here you go. Here's another tweet from John Deaton. The SEC versus Ripple complaint on page 8 states that 40% of the nodes validating transactions on the XRP ledger are operated by organizations or entities based in the United States, including Ripple itself. And here's my favorite part of this tweet. It failed to mention one of those entities validating transactions was the SEC. And it's like, to me, this is one of my... This is the thing probably still, to this point, is like perhaps... And I'm willing to be persuaded because there's a lot of offensive stuff that the SEC has done in this claim. This is probably the most offensive thing that right now it is the most offensive thing that I can think of. That they're making this claim against Ripple, and they helped Ripple do that. They helped validate these transactions. Even if it's a third party, that just makes it worse to me, because then you're talking about taxpayer money going to a third party to validate these transactions on the XRP ledger that you're saying are the sale of unregistered securities. You're helping that. What in the ever-loving hell? This is infuriating. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. It really burns my biscuits. I'm just saying here. Then there's another attorney that responded to John Deaton. He is XRP_attorney and wrote, I think it's important for XRP investors to be aware that the SEC has not asked the court to declare XRP a security as their relief. To me, that just confirms the SEC is only after Ripple's escrowed XRP. That's shady, which is a point that I mentioned just a couple minutes or so ago in the video, and absolutely hitting the nail on the head there. And based on previous actions, I'm still not convinced that they're going to try to actually completely 100% shut down Ripple's sales of XRP. I'm not convinced of that. That would be very bad. Absolutely, I will acknowledge that. That would be bad. I'm not convinced they're going to do that. I don't think it will happen. No way to know for sure, though. That's part of why it's more risky to hold XRP now. That's part of it. John Deaton responded to that and wrote, you, my friend, have hit on the very essence of the writ of mandamus, which is to get the SEC to declare, whether voluntarily or by court, that our XRP is not a security. Well stated, my friend. And then there was a video clip I did play in another video. I'm not going to talk about it so much in this video, but it's basically Michael Arrington, who is the founder of TechCrunch and founder of Arrington XRP Capital, complaining. And he said that the SEC is, quote, effing this industry in the United States. You can kind of get where he's coming from there. And that was, I think, from a couple years or so ago. And so that was shared by my fellow XRP YouTuber, James Rule, and that was retweeted by John Deaton. And John Deaton shared the following. What Arrington says below is 100. There's a little emoji 100, so it means 100% agrees. Think about this. In 2015, FinCEN and DOJ settled a case with Ripple declaring XRP a virtual currency. Ripple had to pay a fine and register as a money transmitter of XRP. 5 years later, a different arm of the government, the SEC, files an action against Ripple claiming that during the same period of time in 2015, that same virtual currency also constituted unregistered securities. How does that not scare the S word out of entrepreneurs and investors and keep them away from the USA? Excellent point. And I think the answer is it does. I think the answer is absolutely it does. And it's offensive and infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating because what was the SEC unaware of what was happening with XRP being declared a virtual currency? Did they not want to jump in, chime in and say, you said it's a virtual currency. We're a different arm of the United States government. We right now in 2015 say it's an unregistered security. Well, that would have been less bad. Instead, years passed. It's now 2021. What in the ever-loving hell is that? You just like pretended there wasn't a problem until later there was? Like think about this. You went after all these ICOs in 2017, prosecuted them, and then didn't go after Ripple, which was even back then a much bigger target. None of this makes sense. You know, if you have like the faculties of logic in your brain, if you have that ability, you know this does not make a lick of sense if you're intellectually honest. So maybe some of the Bitcoin maxi trolls will say it makes sense. It does not. This does not make logical sense. This, if justice is done, this will not stand. It will not. And so I'm holding my XRP. Forget the SEC. They have not protected me. They have not protected other XRP holders. They have damaged us. You know, erasing billions in dollars of investor wealth to claim $1.3 billion from Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. That's what they're trying to do. It's infuriating. It absolutely, that's the reason I keep using the word infuriating. And the reason is, it's infuriating. Really grinds my gears. You know what? That's, whew, I feel like it's off my chest now. You know, it's like it's just like Festivus. It really is just like Festivus. And it's for the rest of us. I'll wrap up there, though. Thank you very much for stopping by, my friends. Feel free to bitch up a storm in the comments. I'd love to hear your bitch fest as well. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.